Hello. Okay, in this video I am going to show you how to model the cylinder for your air engine project. Quickly looking at the drawing, we notice that there are three views: a front view, a bottom view, and a right view. And I'm going to begin this model on the top plane to draw the bottom of my cylinder. So the first thing I want to do is sketch a rectangle on the top plane. And I want to sketch the rectangle around my origin. And now I'm going to dimension it in place. Okay, so 1/2 inch wide, 3/4 inch long, and you notice I put the dimensions to the origin to 1/4 because my goal is to duplicate what I see here. This hole, this 1/4 inch reamed hole, is for the piston. So by putting it 1/4 by 1/4, I'm putting exactly where it needs to be. And if we look at SolidWorks, this origin is going to be the location of my hole wizard hole, which we'll take care of in the next step. So with this modeled on the top plane, and you'll notice I like to revert back to my isometric view. There is my rectangle on the bottom. There's the origin. I'm going to extrude it upward to the height of the cylinder, which is 1 3/8. Now I'm going to rotate the model so I can look at the bottom of it. And I am going to place this 1/4 inch reamed hole at the bottom and cut it to a depth of 1 1/4. So it almost breaks through, but not quite. So I'm going to click this surface. I'm going to go to Hole Wizard. I want to make sure that I have a plane hole selected. My drill sizes, I want to change this from all drill sizes to fractional drill sizes. And we'll switch over to a 1/4 inch. The depth of my hole is 1.25. And I want to make sure I have no options selected. Once my hole is defined, I'm going to click on the Positions tab in Hole Wizard. And I'm just going to zoom in and I'm going to drop that point right on the origin, so I know it's glued in place. Let's look at the cross section by clicking on the front plane and hitting the Section View button. Now we can see through the part. Okay? All right. Let's add the next two holes the exact same way. So looking at the blueprint, this is a 3/32 hole that goes from the right side of the part all the way until it makes a connection with the cylinder hole. So let's use Hole Wizard again by pre-selecting the surface we want to put the hole on, going to Hole Wizard, finding my 3/32 fractional drilled hole. And this is important. I don't want a blind distance, even though I can mathematically figure out the depth of the hole. I don't want through all. Up to next could work, but I don't like to use it because I don't like that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I like up to surface for a situation like this, because I'm the one who says what surface it stops at. So it's going to start at this blue surface, and it's going to stop at this magenta surface or purple surface that I've just chosen. When I click on Positions, I can position the point in place. I'm going to add a relation that glues this point to the origin using a vertical relation. And I'm going to position the hole 3/16 of an inch from the top. And then hit the green check mark. you'll notice that this drilled hole, and I'll zoom in, comes into the piston hole, but it doesn't go through. So it's going to, air is going to come in here and feed the cylinder air and push against the back side of the piston. So now I'm going to use Hole Wizard one last time to put in this 10-32 threaded hole. I'm going to pre-select the surface I want to put the hole on. I'm going to go to Hole Wizard, and I have to switch from the plain hole to the tapped hole. And it's a 10-32 thread. And up to surface needs to be changed to blind. Okay, if we go back to the blueprint, our tap depth is 3/16 and our tap drill depth is 1/4. So underneath tap depth, this needs to be 3/16, and under our tap drill depth, we need to switch that to 1/4. So we have two depths that we're concerned about. Now we click on positions and position the hole the same way we would normally. I'm going to add a vertical relation right away between the center of my tapped hole in the origin and say vertical to make sure that it stays in line. And then we want to smart dimension the circular edge of this air hole with the point of my new tapped hole. And that distance is 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to hit the green check mark. I'm going to throw a cross section through everything just so we can take a peek on the inside. And we notice that everything looks good. The only thing is I'm not visually seeing my threaded holes. I like to see the cosmetic threads. So I'm going to go to Options, Document Properties, Detailing, Shaded Cosmetic Threads. All right, I still don't see them. So let's find out why. So let's go back to this, and maybe there was an option. Oh, I see. Somehow it got switched out of 10-32. So that was weird. Okay, so there's the threads, there's the hole, here's the cross section. So you can see we've got a couple of things going on. Better. All right, so my Hole Wizard got a little silly there for a second, but now we've got our tap drill depth, we've got our thread depth. The model material is clear acrylic, but I like to use plain carbon steel just so you can see it, so we're not looking through the part. But that is how you model the part. Remember to expand your feature manager, your features, to make sure you have no negative signs next to your sketches. And that is how you model the cylinder for the air engine.